Very good day, guys. Welcome again. I'm your host, Dr. Sachin Yadav. So, I hope you are doing very well wherever you are all present now. So, today we are going to learn about the cervical vertebrae. Fine. So, how will you identify the cervical vertebrae from other vertebrae of the spine? So, it is mainly identified by the presence of the foramina transverse area. ठीक है? So, there are total 7 cervical vertebrae in human being, out of which the third to sixth, means from number 3 to number 6, are typical, while the first, second, and the seventh cervical vertebrae are atypical. Got it? Okay. So see here. So first we will see this is the typical cervical vertebra in my hand. So what are the features you can see? So we will learn about that. So are you all ready? So please tighten your seat belt. So we are proceeding to learn about. So what is the typical cervical vertebra? The body, you can see this is the body. So this body you can see it is small and broader from side to side than from before backwards. Can you see? Its superior surface is concave transversely with upward projection lips on each side. The anterior border of this surface may be beveled. Okay. Now you see this inferior surface, it is saddle shaped. It is being convex from side to side, but concave from before backward. Got it? Can you see here properly? And the lateral borders are beveled and form synovial joints with the projecting lips of the next lower vertebra. Then the anterior border projecting downwards and may hide the intervertebral disc. Fine. Then anterior and the posterior surfaces, you can see they are resembling those of the other vertebrae. Now the vertebral foramen, you can see between the body and the neural arch. The vertebral foramen is larger than the body. It is triangular in shape because the pedicles are directed backwards and laterally. Okay? Then vertebral arch you will see the pedicles are directed backward and laterally. The superior and inferior vertebral notches are of equal size, you can see. From side you can see this. The lamina, so these laminae are relatively long and narrow, being thinner above than below. The superior and inferior articular processes, you can see here, they are forming the articular pillars together, which project laterally at the junction of the pedicle and the lamina. The superior articular fasces are flat. They are directed backward and upward. The inferior articular fasces are also flat, but they are directed in opposite direction, means in forward and downward. Then the transverse processes you can see here. So this is very main identifying feature that is known as the foramina transversarium on each transverse process of the typical cervical vertebra here. So each process has anterior and the posterior roots. You can see here which ends in the tubercles, and these tubercles are joined by bar, the costotransverse bar. The costal element of the cervical vertebra is represented by the anterior root, anterior tubercle, the costotransverse bar, and the posterior tubercle. The anterior tubercle of the sixth cervical vertebra is larger and is called the carotid tubercle because this is the area where the common carotid artery can be palpated against this. Okay, and the spine you can see here, the spine is short and biped in typical cervical vertebrae. The notch is filled up by the ligamentum nuchae. So you know what is the ligamentum nuchae? This is the very important ligament of the back of the neck. Okay, then we will see the attachments of the typical cervical vertebra. So anterior and the posterior longitudinal ligaments are attached to the upper and lower borders of the body in front and behind respectively. Got it? And on each side of the anterior longitudinal ligament, the vertical part of the longus colli is attached to the anterior surface, longus colli muscle, remember. And the posterior surface has two or more foramina here, you can see. If I am able to show you, the posterior surface having two or more foramina for passage of basivertebral veins, that is vertebral plexus of the vein. The upper border and the lower parts of the anterior surface of the lamina provide attachment to the ligamentum flava. That is, singularly it is known as the ligamentum flavum. The upper border and the lower parts of the anterior surface of the lamina providing ligament attachment to the ligamentum flavum. Now the foramen transversarium, it is transmitting the vertebral artery, vertebral veins and branch from the inferior cervical ganglion of the sympathetic trunk. So anterior tubercle gives origin to the scalenus anterior, the longus capitis and the oblique part of the longus colli muscles. Then the costotransverse bars are grooved by the anterior primary rami of the corresponding cervical nerve. The posterior tubercles give origin to scalenus medius, scalenus posterior, levator scapulae, splenius cervicis, the longissimus cervicis, and iliocostalis cervicis. So much muscles attached to posterior tubercle. And the spine gives origin to the deep muscles of the back of the neck, that is interspinalis, semispinalis thoracis, cervicis, spinalis cervicis, and multifidus. Okay. So I hope you have grasped all these things. Now the ossification. A typical cervical vertebra ossifies from their primary and 6 secondary centers. 3 primary and 6 secondary centers. There is one primary center for each half of the neural arch during 9 to 10 weeks of the fetal life and one for the centrum in 3 to 4 months of the fetal life. The two halves of the neural arch fuse posteriorly with each other during the first year. The synostosis at the neurocentral synchondrosis occur during the third year, and the secondary centers, two for the annular epiphyseal disc, for the peripheral parts of upper and the lower surfaces of the body, two for the tips of the transverse processes, and two for biped spine. They are appearing during the puberty and fuse with the rest of the vertebra by 25 years of the age. Okay guys, so this was about the ossification part. Okay guys, so I hope you have grasped it very well. So thank you very much for your time and the patience. So just revise it again and you will be better in that, and next video will be about the all other remaining cervical vertebrae, that is atypical cervical vertebrae. Okay, so till then, goodbye. Thank you very much.